we can start. I believe that a lot of participants will join us later, but we can start because we will start from general slides, and more interesting will be in, I don't know, next 15 minutes. So, Sash, can you switch to
Yep.
next slide? Yes. We will have agenda like this. We will present a few words about New Age and uh, about New Age. It help you understand about us and our experience, and why we can present webinars like this. We will share some information about us and Google Marketing Platform, and then we will have few slides about Google Marketing Platform in general. It's important to describe how this ecosystem are working. And then we will go in Breaking Bad. We will give you some theory about Campaign Manager and what Google for what Google create Campaign Manager. Today we will meet a lot of time combination words of comprehensive analysis. In such way, we called optimization that includes data from Campaign Manager and algorithms how to optimize display ads. Definitely, no, Sash, can
Yep.
you?
Okay.
Yes, definitely we will describe a lot of real cases with the big clients, and we will share with you algorithms and process how to collect this data and use. It will be in a much practice way. And in general, we called this presentation a webinar, but in general, we want to do it like workshop. So please be open, be free to ask us a question. You can write it in chat, or you can ask it in last stage in this presentation, in this webinar. We will have enough time for this. So the main our point for this webinar is to give you much more information and share our experience. We really want to make it not like a sales webinar. We want to do it a practice workshop. So please be free to ask us, and we will share what we have. Next slide. Next two slides, I can say, yes. In 2 words about our agency. I'm sure that it's needed to know about us more, because today we will share for someone a new information, and the first that you should believe us and believe our experience. So in 2 words about our agency, we're building a team with the best experts in the field, working with the most advanced technical solutions, and we have developed a unique methodology. We call it comprehensive analysis, and we have technologies that help us collect a lot of data online and use it for optimization campaign. We have a team of 25 specialists. I call them Spartans, and all of whom are the best experts in the market. And we're constantly improving their skills. We are forced to be in loop and develop new technologies and try better say make trends of our own. We have unique methodology. We will talk about it today a lot, and we will touch it in basis. About our situation in general, we're agency from Ukraine, and before full-scale war, our main focus was the biggest clients in UA market, especially with a great in-house team. We have been working more than 7 years with OLX and helped them become the #1 classified marketplace in Ukraine. We worked more than 8 years with BMW, Mini, Rolls-Royce, and other brands. We have experienced more than 5 years with Jägermeister. We helped Rocket in it's a food tech startup. They try to conquer in worldwide markets. And we have experience with BlaBlaCar, Hip, Visa, Rocket Bankier, and a lot of other brands. However, in 24 February, all Ukrainian advertising markets stay on hold. And for last 7 months, we switched our focus to European agency. And right now, 90% of our task it's where we're helping a really great agencies like you. And I'm really happy that we defeated in the fact that we can be helpful for you like experts. Next slide, please. Right now, we're working worldwide, and we have a lot of experience with different type of advertising formats, niches, and markets. We have experience with ecommerce, food retail, alcohol, automotive, finance, real estate, startups, and a lot of others. Sash, can you please switch to the next slide? Yes. And our topic today is instruments, tools from Google Marketing Platform. So, as I mentioned before, we are Spartans, and our experts have minimum 2 certification in each GMP tools. And we really have a lot of experience in these tools, and we use it every campaign, every day, and I'm sure that we have enough experience. We have sentences to global office of Google by passing several stages of certification. We're one and only agency from Ukraine that has this certification, and we pass certification for Google Campaign Manager, DV360, Search Ads 360, Google Analytics, and others. I believe in a few months we will pass Google Creative Studio, because right now we're working about this. And we have certified trainer. It's Alexander Rolsky. He's here with us, and he's our CEO and my partner. So he will share with you his practical experience. Sash, can you please switch to next slide? Yes, and next slide. Here you see tools, and I'm sure that you know these tools, you use it every day, and I believe you know advanced features, how to use it, and you know maximum capabilities about these tools. However, Google have more advanced tools. Sash, can you switch to the next slide? And it's not only tools, I can say it's better say it's ecosystem. The main point in this ecosystem is data. And here you can collect much more data and use it and transfer from each tools to another. Um, if you combine tools in ecosystem, you can upgrade it like weapons or clothes in World of Warcraft, when you can collect some sets, and if you use it, all of these items, you stay much better. It's something like this. When you use campaign manager and share this data with Google Analytics 360, or when you connect search ads with campaign manager, you see much more picture and much more data. Today we will focus on campaign manager that unites all other tools, and I can say that it's main tools that help you understand customer journey and understand how people who are react to your ads, how it's work, and what benefits you can take from this, and how to optimize your campaign. Next slide, please. It's survey we asking our clients every year what tools are they use, and yes, definitely it's survey of our clients. And as you understand, we teach and give understanding how to use these tools. But in general, when you show these capabilities of these tools for your clients, they couldn't work without this in future. So right now, I believe, and you can agree with me, that much more clients are asking about Google marketing tools and their capabilities. So I believe that this workshop and webinar will be interesting for you, and you can give much more information about these tools for your clients. And next slide.
By the way, I just want to mention on this slide that this picture, it's like about middle of 2021, probably September, sorry. And right now our clients are using Creative Studio, and we have cases with Creative Studio as well. Yes, Serge.
Yes, thank you. So as we have a certified trainer, and I'm sure that he can share with you much more interesting information about this tool, and give you more information about magical world of campaign manager. I will give the stage for Sasha. Sasha.
Yep. Hi, guys. Yes, my name is Alexander or Sasha. I know about this weird for European citizens difference between our full names and short version. You can call me Sasha. Yes, I will talk more about Google Campaign Manager. As Losha mentioned before, we use this tool probably in 80% of our campaigns. By the way, as Losha mentioned before, please, if you have a question, I'm open to answer it. Unfortunately, I cannot see your hands or comments in the chat, so please interrupt me, or you can ask question in the end of some stages.
We will help
So,
you with, I will help you with questions, and if someone will raise hands.
yep, thanks. And let's start. And if you don't mind, I will start from some allusion. How about my attitude to Google Campaign Manager? I do running and biking, and in general, I even try triathlon. And for me, Google Campaign Manager, in comparison, it's like Garmin watch, Suunto watch, or even Apple Watch. It's a tool which can help you me to understand, first of all, to compare my results with official results from organizer. In this example, if we run campaign by some direct placements or Facebook, Google ads, etc., you can compare and be sure that yes, definitely you run some kind of impressions. Also, Garmin, as you see, I have Garmin, can help me to understand more deeply my metrics like pace, heart rate zones, cadence, etc., and in fact, help to understand me how I need to change my running training program, etc. So if we come back to Google Campaign Manager, and if you ask me, Sasha, what is the three main advantages of this tool? I would say probably centralized measurement, advanced analytics, and host and serve of creatives. We change color of this icon, advanced analytics, because it's a focus of this of today's webinar, and we will be talk more about it. But on high level, I can share probably more about.
So sorry, I will stop you. Dmitry raised the hands. Maybe
sure.
he has a question.
About Garmin?
Dmitry?
Alex, I want to ask, what is the base for comparison? For example, is it Google Analytics 4, or what is the base for comparison? So GMP or SA with what?
Thank you for a question. Thank you for asking. Probably let's switch this question to the end, because I suppose that next slides will answer to your question. If not, we can discuss it more in the end. Okay?
Yes, I believe. Okay, so let's go. Yes, I agree totally that this question we will open.
So first advantage is centralized measurement. Let's imagine situations that you have your client and you run a campaign in Facebook, Google Ads, display videos 360, some direct placements, programmatic tools, and it allows you to understand what is your average frequency, total impressions, reach, what is the intersection between different tools, and in general to avoid deduplication. So it's like your opportunity to answer clients' question about your digital mix, about in general campaign. About advanced analytics, high level metrics, it's cross-device post view. About cross-device post view, I will share more on the next slide. But in general, in comparison to, for example, Google Analytics third version or 4 version, Campaign Manager allows you to understand cross-device metrics, users which actions from a user who, for example, see ads on desktop and then make some conversion on their laptop, and post view actions as well. Also, Campaign Manager allow us to understand more about audiences, about gross rating points, GRP. It's like TV buying metric, and for agencies, for holdings who run digital campaigns and TV campaigns as well, it's like opportunity to understand what is a complex reach or at least intersection between TV campaigns and digital campaigns. And definitely monitor fraud. Probably it's a zero level opportunity, because when you run a campaign, you need to understand that everything is okay with your traffic, with bots, fraud, etc. Also about attribution, as I mentioned before, one of the advantages is centralized measurement, and it allows you to understand what is compare attribution models by in Google Campaign Manager. For example, last touch, first touch, linear, data-driven, and even more. If I'm not mistaken, there are right now 7 attribution model in Google Campaign Manager, and you can try to analyze it. And for some reason, in some cases, change your attribution model accordingly to the data that you see. As Losha mentioned before, we have comprehensive analysis methodology. We have been working with this from 2017, and in 2019 we switched auditor to Google Campaign Manager. And how we use Campaign Manager in general with our campaigns. Yes, definitely, this methodology about brand awareness campaigns, mostly about brand awareness tools, display ads, video ads, etc., etc. So in this methodology approach, we have 4 points: quality control, media influence, response to advertising, and agile approach. And I will share more about each of them. First, it's quality control. As I mentioned a few slides ago, Campaign Manager can help you to prove to you and to your clients that everything is okay with traffic. For example, you can check viewability of your ads, format match. For example, if you run video in programmatic tools, you can buy in-page advertising and in-stream. And if you control your campaign by with Campaign Manager help, you can be sure that all of your impressions were in stream, and it's okay with your media plans. Also, geo, viewership, frequency, and also Campaign Manager allow you to understand some metrics about fraud, like fraud impressions, non-cookie impressions, impressions without URL. I'm not sure that it's really actual for European campaigns, but for East European market, for example, when we run campaign in Belarus, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, we have a lot of direct placements and have some struggles with quality of traffic, and these metrics helped us to prove to placements that we need to pay less amounts of money. For example, if we saw some fraud impressions. Also, at this slide, I need probably to mention that Campaign Manager, in meaning of quality of traffic, can help you to understand brand safety of your ads. There are a lot of brand safety categories in Campaign Manager, and if you run your campaign like with ad serving from Google Campaign Manager, you can see brand safety categories and, for example, avoid from your campaign some topics, keywords, etc., etc. How we work with this? We have checklist with a lot of parameters, like more than 140 parameters, and week by week, our specialists we check campaigns by all of these parameters. In the end, on one of the final slides, we will share our checklist. We are open to share it, and you can use it with your campaigns. So to sum up, first zero probably option which we use in Google Campaign Manager, it's quality control. We have some process and ready to share it.
Sorry, can I add something about quality control? Quality control, it's really needed. It's 0 points when you can analyze your data, because if you're not sure about quality of this impression, you couldn't analyze it. And the second question that is really important, that we built dashboards that in general collects all these parameters. And yes, previous I don't know, 5 years ago we did it by our hands. Right now we make it like algorithms, and just if some parameters are going in red zone, our traffic managers are joined and trying to understand what's happened. So yes, it's a lot of work, but you can automatize it, and campaign manager are really great working with like data studio, and you can connect it and make a lot of parameters that will alarm you when it's something wrong.
And yes, definitely, you can do it directly through a server. For example, to check geo and frequency in Google Ads. Yes, definitely you can do it. But first of all, remember my words about centralized measurement. You can check all of these campaigns quality control from one window, and also campaign manager has some additional metrics like fraud, frequency by levels, etc., which allow you to check more deeply your campaigns in meaning of quality. So let's move on about response to advertising. Probably it's the main piece of this methodology. Let's imagine some campaign, display campaign, video campaign, and how usually marketing specialist analyze this campaign. We have impression. User goes to go to through some channels to site. Yes, after seeing ads, and make some conversion. But if we run campaign, for example, in YouTube and show our ads with, I know, some smartphone, user with high possibility will not skip viewing some, I know, video on YouTube, go to your site and buy a smartphone right now. But after some period of time, through different channels, for example, user can see your ads on YouTube, and tomorrow, yes, or in few days, through paid search or, I know, organic search, go to your site and make some conversion. And campaign manager, in addition to post-click data, which you can see in Google Analytics, can show you post-view actions or cross-device actions. About post-view and cross-device, in different guides you can see probably another spelling like view through actions, but and click-through actions, but doesn't matter. We call it post-click, post-view, but it's probably our habit, because we call it from 2017. If I'm not mistaken, in GMP guidelines, it calls like click-through and view-through. By the way, it doesn't matter. Too much attention to this. So our task through Google Campaign Manager to understand how our ads influence to whole user journey, not only to post-click, but post-view and cross-device as well. And if we see share of post-view and cross-device action.
Sorry, yeah. Can we back to previous slide? Sorry, I want to share more information about what we're talking when we're talking about display ads, how we understand in which situation our user, our clients see these ads and how it's working. Sorry, I will add half a minute to give you this image how it's work. Yes, when we talk about search ads, we definitely understand that right now in this time our user try to find something. But when we show display ads, for example, in YouTube or online cinemas, we understand that our customer prepare popcorn, some dishes, sit with their family and try to watch some, I don't know, interview or some movies. And just when he sits and starts just watch the movie, he saw our ads. And definitely we not expect the click on these ads. It's not interesting for him right now. Yes, we're great specialists. Yes, we show him what he really needs right now. I don't know, a new smartphone, because yesterday he, for example, lost his, and he really needs this smartphone. But when he sits near a big screen, or I don't know, about near his laptop, and he prepare these popcorn dishes, we show him advertising. He will come back for 1 hour, 3 hours, maybe days, but he will come back in different ways, as you see in picture, through email, through paid search, or other channel, and we need to measure it. So the main idea that when we show display ads, it works different than performance campaign. And what talking Sasha about how much this data, it because people not click it right now. Sasha, sorry.
Yep, sure. So about share of this data, if you're talking about high level conversion, like visit to site, visit to some category, it's approximately 70-80%. If you're talking about conversions, 90% plus, yes, definitely depends on niche, product, category, creative, etc., etc. But probably the first one conclusion that I wanna share with you and persuade you: if you run display campaigns, please don't analyze effectiveness of your campaigns only by click. It's wrong from my perspective of view. It's wrong approach. If you don't use campaign manager or another auditor, you can I don't know, analyze campaign by some media metrics like reach, cost per mile, etc., etc. But if you try to understand effectiveness of display ads, don't do it only by click. It's not so great approach. Next one, about floodlight. All what we do about analysis, it's floodlight pixel. What is floodlight pixel? It's a pixel counter in Google Campaign Manager, which we track all our ads. We set this pixel to our creative, and then see results data in Google Campaign Manager. I don't want to spend a lot of time to explain how to adjust, how to set up floodlight pixel. You can go through this hyperlink, and you can see some guide how to do it. But probably when you will start work with campaign manager, it's the first topic that you need to understand. And if you will do this, please be open to contact us. We are ready to help and to set up your first one, floodlight pixel. Yes, also floodlight, for example, can help you to understand not only data about amount, quantity of conversions, but by some U parameters, you can share data about, I know, price of product, client status of product, region, etc., etc., and it allows you even to understand metrics like ROI of your ads, because you understand not only quantity of conversions. Also, we have prepared to all kind of analysis some step-by-step algorithm how you can do it in your campaign manager 360 account. So you go to campaign manager, click to report builder, offline reporting, new report, and create floodlight report. Then you set up all of these buttons, and in the end you have to see report. Also, we share some example of this report. If you right now don't have access to Campaign Manager, you can at least go to data report and try to analyze this campaign, this example. For example, this one of our campaign and its deviation between click-through, view-through, and cross-device conversion, and you try to understand what is deviation by these metrics. In this in this presentation, after all of this, all of analysis approach slides, you can see the same slide with step-by-step algorithm. In this presentation, these slides we skipped the slides to. I'm not sure that we need to go through each of them, but after this, when we will share with you presentation, you can go and make it in more practice way. Yep. And the next question, and probably the main question, how to use this data to optimize your campaigns. If we came back to slides before, yes, great, we have new data, view-through and cross-device data, and there are a lot of actions from users from view-through and cross-device. But the main question, how we can use this data. So we have several approach how to optimize campaign, and I just want to share it with you. First of all, it's placements. When you run your display campaigns, probably if in YouTube, in display 360, you run your campaign with some strategy. You divide your target audience by, I don't know, custom intent, custom affinity, remarketing, etc., etc. In our case, we mostly in media planning divide our media split by see, think, do, care model. Yes, we have some hot audience which have already had intention to buy product, retargeting, some search targeting, etc. And also in the otherwise, you can have cold audience, demographic, etc., etc. And in this case, it's one of our client. We have 3 levels. Level 1, it's hot audience. We have level 2, it's warm audience, and level 3, this one, cold audience. Yes, and we see that first of all, this blue data is post-click, this one is post-view, and orange is cross-device. And we see that if we don't analyze and measure our campaigns by Google Campaign Manager, we will probably make wrong conclusions, because in these targetings, we don't see post-click actions as well. But if we pay attention to cross-device and post-view actions, we see that effectiveness is different. It's accordingly to examples that me and Losha mentioned before about YouTube, smartphone, and popcorn, because users from this targeting, after viewing your ads, after some period of time, come back to your site and make some conversion. And the first approach is to analyze your placements. By placements, I mean, first of all, tools. It could be YouTube, display, Facebook, etc. But also you can go more deeper and see statistics by targetings. When you will done this type of optimization, you will see that your media split is different in the meaning of effectiveness. And you, at this stage, you will have 2 approach how to work with this. First of all, you definitely will want to increase impressions in these targetings, yes, because they are very effective. But the question, what we need to do with these targetings, because at this stage we have mostly cold audience, and our task not only avoid avoid impressions to these users, but try to understand how we can change our media split, our media plan by creatives, by frequency. Maybe we need to use another frequency to this user, or I don't know, in general, change something strategy, strategy by creative. So it's very maybe high level recommendation, but it allows us to optimize our campaigns by 20-30% at least, and campaign by campaign. And my recommendation is definitely, first of all, to use this data and then optimize your campaigns by placements. Next one is frequency cap. Many of our clients asked us, guys, you are digital agency, you make for us media plans, and how oftenly we need to contact with our audience. Yes, definitely, I can ask you guys right now how you evaluate your frequency. But I suppose, and I have experience in this topic, in comprehensive analysis. Most of marketing specialists do it by some historical experience, by some, I don't know, books, guidelines. I don't know, 4 times per week, something about this. It's not so clear and exact approach, and campaign manager help us to do it through the data. For example, we have our client Allo. It's huge e-commerce Ukraine brand, probably tier 2, 3 in Ukraine in the meaning of e-commerce. And for this client, we made such kind of analysis, and we see that the most effective zone of frequency for Allo, it's from 2 to 5, because at this stage we see increasing in conversion rate, and then after fifth frequency, after fifth contact, we see that effectiveness is decreasing. By the way, also in addition to this, you pay for contact one more time by each frequency. And Allo, it's a huge brand. For them, contact with user by months, in 1 month, from 2 to 5 times, it's okay. But if you run some small brands, if it's launch, you need to increase your frequency, and you can understand how much you need to contact with user. In this case, only by frequency optimization, we saved 10% of a budget and increase conversions by 17%. And it's frequency analysis only by total, yes, in general about brand, but we need to pay attention by 2 tools. If we work with, for example, YouTube and banner ads, we need to understand what we need to use in the meaning of frequency by separately by tools. Or if we come back to another to this case, to this example, we need to understand and use different frequency by your hot, warm, and cold audience. So in, I know, 80-90% of our cases when we run display campaigns and even performance campaigns, but with display ads, we do placements analysis and frequency analysis in most cases. Guys, do you have a question at this stage?
Yeah. Can I suggest? Can you open slides that you hide how to download this data? I want to explain that how it's work. Campaign Manager give us possibility to download data in which frequency we have how much conversion. And Sasha show you a slide. It's a result that we can analyze. But the main what we have is data. Campaign Manager can answer us how people who saw in frequency 2, 3, 5, 7 were reacted on it. And it's main what can give you campaign manager. It's understanding how people, how user involved in your campaign and how they respond on it. So it's just examples, and it just give you understanding that you have this data on in campaign manager. How you will use it? We use it like this. Then you can combine it in examples that Sasha just suggested you through placements, through I don't know, creatives, through levels, and much more other examples that you can imagine.
Thanks, Losha. So let's move on. Sorry, and one. Yes, next one is Geo. How to find Geo, which works best. We have a huge country. Ukraine has 24 region and plus Crimea. And in our case, we see really different result in the meaning of region. Right now, we run campaigns with European agencies for European clients who run campaigns, for example, for Netherlands, Switzerland, and Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Yes, and for all of these regions, and even more deeply, we see that geographical effectiveness deviation could share, for example, your budget, because you can understand that some region performs better and then decrease budget at this region and resplit it to another region which performs not so great. And in general, to understand how you need to change probably language of your banner, call to action, banner or video, and much more. In this case, it's a prom, also Huge Ukrainian e-commerce. As you see, there are a lot of difference, a huge difference between regions. We have, I am not sure that you see clearly metrics by it's like reach, impressions, clicks, and then conversion, session start, all site unique, add to cart, and purchase. And we see that effectiveness is really different, and it's not only click data, post view as well, cross device as well, and it allows us to save budget by 10%. Next one is creatives. Creative is a king or a key. Is this case about OLX? Also, one more e-commerce brand. Probably it's our, I know, key niche for newage in Ukraine, because we understand and measure our campaign such deeply, and for our clients, for e-commerce brands, for whom conversion and in general conversion metrics really matter. They believe in this approach. So for this purpose, for this reason, we have a lot of e-commerce clients. In this case, we see difference by creative effectiveness, and our in this case, our main challenge and task is to help client, first of all, to understand which creative works better at the first period of campaign. For example, if we run campaign for, I know, 50 million impressions, mostly agencies analyze effectiveness of creative after campaign, yes, in the end. But with this analysis with campaign manager, we can answer after first period, after first day, depends on impressions, what creative works better, and then with client understand what we need to change in creative, and from post-view and cross-device data, we understand how what is the influence of this creative, because we understand that some creative influence to user in a way that after seeing these ads, a user come back to site after some period of a time. Yes, also, I'm not sure that I need to explain approach how we do it. You can take a look and try to make it with your campaigns. But my intention, my purpose to explain in general about these approaches and optimizational methods. Next one, we call it response log. I'm not sure that we can see such kind of analysis in some Google guidelines, because we investigate this method by our own and call it response lag. I'm not sure that it's some common naming, but we have two cases. OLX, it's e-commerce. I mentioned about it before, and it's a huge brand with for how to say, for wide audience, for all Ukrainian. It's classified with goods, and we see that we first of all don't have much. Many actions by post click, all of them 96%, almost all of them post actions, and we see that OLX have some stable returning to the site after user seen ads. Probably I need to explain these graphics in general. So on the horizontal, I'm not sure that it's correct spelling in English, horizontal line, we see we have days, 0 day after a contact, first day, second day, third day, etc., etc. And we see that the majority of actions by post-click and post-view after 3 days of after contact, probably, yes. And we have Ajax, it's a security system brand, not hard probably, but complicated product, which has long way from contact to purchase, because user need to understand that he needs a security system, and we see that this tail between first contact and conversion really long, and it influence our media planning, because we understand how not only how much times we need to understand we need to contact with users, but from which period of a time, by weeks, by days, by months. Another example, we have BMW, and if you probably understand, you need to contact with user a lot time to persuade them to buy this expensive car. And from our researchers, we need to contact at least 50 times, and at least contact with him by 1-2 months to persuade them to buy some car. Losha, probably you wanna add something. I even don't know.
I want to add about creatives, and in general, I will make some suggestions, not about cases that you described, but in general how it's work. As I remember, some of you, when you fill in the form, you ask it how to measure effective creatives. It's really a hard question, and you cannot answer it just this creative will work, this will not. The main question that we need to ask to us is for whom of our users we want to show and what response we want to have on it. And when we talk about cold audience, it will work one creative, and through campaign manager you see the data like post view, cross device, and you understand, is it creative understands clients, and will he come to your site or to buy your product, and when. So in general, it's not one answer that please do step by step this process and you will understand. But campaign, the main question that we want to share with you, not the main point that we want to share with you, that it's not so easy, but campaign manager give you a lot of information about customer journey, how people who saw your ads respond on it. When the last cases that Sasha show, it's duration lag, when he remember about your creatives. And if we talk about cold audience for Ajax, for example, we need to wait, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 days, because it's not that people see today and will buy tomorrow. It's some like with BMW. With OLX, it's a different question. And the main what you need to think, it's what you are expecting from your client, from your user, and how you see his customer journey. And campaign manager, he's the main possibility what he can they can give you answers. Is it right? Is it right? Is clients respond to your ads? Is they see your ads and do something after? And all time when you try to optimize your campaign, you need to give some hypothesis how it can work, and check it by data that you have, because campaign manager really give you a lot of information, and you need to use it for optimization. And it's not that we have only one rules for all campaigns, for all brands, for all audience, for, I don't know, all goals and other aspects. In a few slides will be, I think it's this one, yes? We need to understand that display ads not work only with, I don't know, hot or cold audience. We definitely understand that display ads give for your brands possibility to be heard, and in future when users will try to find you, they will choose your search ads, or will click on your banner that sell, I don't know, items that they really need right now, because they will know your brand and will know what you are selling. Sash?
Yep. In one period of a time when we work with comprehensive analysis and all of this optimization, clients started to ask us questions like, guys, you have a lot of data, you have post view, cross device, But probably users, after seeing our ads, goes to our site by, for example, paid search ads, and we understand it, and we totally agree with it, and we understand that main probably purpose of display ads, brand awareness campaigns, is to persuade client and persuade them to go to the site. And for us, for specialist who runs this campaign, doesn't matter for which source, but what is matter for us, what is the effectiveness of these users, and what will be the result if we did not contact it with this user. And we have probably answer for this with next one analysis. It's like I know scheme how we do it, and I will try to explain. From advertising side, we have Google Campaign Manager, and we track our campaign. Yes, all impressions tracked by Google Campaign Manager. From the other side, we have data from Google Analytics or client CRM. And as Google Analytics, Google Campaign Manager, and BigQuery, it's one ecosystem, we can adjust client ID in Google Analytics, and then after campaign or even during campaign, in BigQuery we connect all data and filter it by user ID or client ID. And first of all, we need to be sure that user ID from Google Analytics or CRM are equal with user ID from Campaign Manager, and contact with ads was before user visit this ads, or you visit the site. Sorry, too much words in English for me for 1 hour. What it helped us, in the end, we understand and can divide users, all users on the client side, which contacted with ads and not contacted. And it allows us to understand this one. We have Boda, it's Ukrainian gifts sites, gifts probably, yes. And for this client, we see conversion by source, paid search, organic, email, with for users who not contacted with ads. And also we see effectiveness conversion rate for a user who contacted with it. And we see in this case that it was effective campaign because probably for except referral traffic, we see that effectiveness of a user who seen ads before visit site is more effective than in comparison with user who have not seen ads. And but we have, for example, another scenario, prom, when we see that in this case effectiveness, yes, we have increasing, but only 12%. And I will be honest with you, we had campaigns when we have not seen, we did not see this lift in effectiveness. And it's a great question for us, for agency, for a client, to understand what is wrong. What's wrong with creative, with our strategy, and what we need to change. If I compare it with probably some tools which you have already used, it's like BrandLift, but BrandLift, it's social metrics survey and approach. But this approach through Google Campaign Manager, it's for 100% data oriented. We track all our impressions in our campaign. We have data from Google Analytics. We compare, we link this data and understand what is the effectiveness in general of campaign, and then we can go more deep and understand what is the difference between users who watch our ads on YouTube 3 times and, for example, I don't know, 10 times, and understand what is the effectiveness, and then it influences to media planning and our strategy in general. Q&A, guys. I'm open to answer to your questions. In general, we have prepared a lot more information in skipped slides. We have some additional approach, probably more sophisticated. Our challenge for today was get acquainted you with, in general, possibilities of campaign manager and our new age attitude how to use this tool to increase efficiency of campaigns. So Q&A, please ask questions, and we understand and know that I know 80% webinars, trainings. In the end, when a speaker asked, guys, please give some questions, no one, or at least, or I know, only one question. So we have prepared some questions from our side, some usual common questions from clients about campaign manager. But if you have your questions, I'm ready to open. And finally, I just wanna not close my screen, but at least came back to Google Meet, because it's hard for me. Don't see you for 1 hour and only see my slides. So questions, guys, do you have it?
Hey, I have one question. So first of all, thank you guys. Great, I would say, story behind, very understandable. But yeah, there's like only one question about the last part. Does this research works only for clients existing? As I really didn't read like the whole hologram or the graphic when was the analytics plus CRM through BigQuery, or you can like push through only like user IDs with no like real customer behind it. So that's my question about this last part only.
I understood that question about this analysis about client IDs. So you asked, I will try to re-asking. Can we make this data without client IDs? Something like this?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no, because client ID is like connector between these systems. So to do it, you need to adjust before campaign client ID, and after this, try to make this type of analysis. By the way, in my experience, a lot of clients have already had.
So sorry, the basic user ID view, like in analytics, so it wouldn't work. You like to have.
We need client IDs. Yes.
Okay, clear. Thanks.
Yeah, I will add.
Also, I'm sorry, Lёша, for interrupting. We forgot to mention that at our webinar we have participants from Google, Kirill, Oleg, and guys, a lot, probably even more than we, about campaign manager. So I am sure that guys will open to us to answer your questions as well as we. Yeah, Kirill, Oleg, hi.
Yes, I want to add about your answer. I will go more deep. For basic this analysis, you need client ID because you have these parameters in Google Campaign Manager and Google Analytics, so you can match it. And then if you have, I don't know, additional information that match it with client ID, you can go deeply. But the basic question is that you these two tools can be combined with each other just by client ID. Dmitry, yes, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question about including Facebook to Campaign Manager. We tried to do it, but we didn't. So can you switch Facebook to Campaign Manager, as I see on your slides? You showed, but we had problems with this. What is your opinion and what is your experience?
Okay, thank you for asking. Great question. Yes and no. Yes, we can connect and measure Facebook by Campaign Manager, but only clicks and some media metrics, even without rich metrics. So we have experience to try to connect and try to measure these metrics in Facebook as well, without success as you, because this linking between Facebook and Campaign Manager doesn't work well. Kirill, probably you can, probably you have another opinion, but as I know, and as I know from cases and other players, there are difficulties between Campaign Manager and Facebook. But I want to mention that if we're talking about Facebook and comprehensive analysis and this approach in Facebook, you also as well has post view metrics. And if you adjust post view or view through in Facebook, you can after campaign see the same data. Yes, definitely it will not be connected with Campaign Manager, but you can at least try to use a similar approach.
Thank you very much.
Yep. We also believe, and our fingers crossed about Facebook and Campaign Manager, but we have what we have.
Sash, I will ask questions that we had in our form. And one of these questions first is how to measure which creatives is effective and which is not. So short answer. Can you?
We have already answered, I suppose, by with slides, and also you have focused about it. First of all, we need to set floodlight pixel to all our creatives, split them. One of common mistakes that agencies track campaigns only by line items and don't measure separately creatives, and after this pay attention to the data. It's a key.
Totally agree. Thank you. The next question: what should be the minimum budget for the client to say it's worth to use Campaign Manager for them?
Great question. Thanks for asking. I cannot answer you in the budget metrics because it's not a question. Depends on the data. If you have only, 100 impressions on or 1,000 impressions, yes, definitely use Campaign Manager is not so effective because it's a question about statistic, about sampling, but I suppose that you need to have at least 50 conversions. Macro, micro, doesn't matter. For example, if you don't have enough micro conversions, like purchase, yes, you can track and measure add to cart or category, and analyze your campaigns in Campaign Manager by these metrics.
Yes, totally agree. That's the main
this recommendation about 50 conversions to analyze, it's common for Google Ads, Campaign Manager, Facebook as well.
Yes. To answer this question, we need to understand how much we will get the goals in what we would like to make some decisions, and we understand about sampling, about data. So answer it will be enough to answer the question. And if we will use, for example, 10 creatives and we'll get only 100 main goals, we couldn't answer what from these all 10 creatives will work better. Maybe only in one case, if one creative will get all these 100 purchases and other will not get any. So next question, it's hard question. What is the best DSP to run display ads in GDN, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, in app, and manage the frequency of overall impressions cross-platform device?
A really hard question. I suppose campaign manager, because campaign manager has also has ad serving possibility, but as we discussed with Dmitry, we cannot run ad serve Facebook through campaign manager, so we probably will have some difficulties, but I even don't know what to add more.
And with TikTok, the same situation. So I'm not sure that we have right now in generally in market some solutions that can help with this task, because as you know, Google and Facebook have a really interesting friendship, and we couldn't use all tools that we have in market in both system, and it's really for some clients, for some tasks, it's a really issue. But as we see for last year, for last maybe 2 years, it's going somewhere. And for example, campaign manager presents that he has this possibility. But let's see what will be in future. Maybe it will really work great, and we can do it. For right now, answer, campaign manager maybe is the best tool that we have, but you couldn't do it for all platforms right now. The last one question, how can we prevent ad blocking, and what are the limitation after the death of the third-party cookie? It's, I believe, 2 questions. So let's first, how can we prevent ad block and blocking? Yes.
First of all, I need to mention that campaign manager, it's not a tool which can help you prevent ad blocking, because it's like auditor, but campaign manager can understand you how much impressions you lost by ad blocking, and also to understand did you have this impression in general after user ad block your ads. Next one about what?
Limitation after the death of the third-party cookies.
About this, I'm not sure that we have a death of third-party cookies, because Google postponed in general this death for 2023, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
We have this discussion and I know rumors about it for
2 years ago.
Yes, definitely 2 years ago. So I'm not so negatively don't have this negative mood about third party.
Yeah, about my opinion about this question, that Google Campaign Manager don't work only on cookies, and I believe
sure.
if we talk about Google tools and Google as the biggest player in this field with Chrome and with other tools, they definitely will have some solutions when they will turn it in general off. So we're like agencies that have a lot of we have a lot what to measure, and it's our main job. So we believe that it not will be like today you can do it, tomorrow you haven't tools, you haven't possibility to measure it. I believe that we will have some solution, but when, where, and how, sorry, we couldn't answer, but we believe that it will be not worse than we have right now.
Guys, I just want to share last slide, which we have not shown you. It's about welcome bonus. Thank you for your attention, and we want to be grateful for this. So our intention to increase our campaign manager not activity but experience with European agencies, because I will be honest with you, as Alexey mentioned in the beginning of our meeting, right now we work with European agencies, and mostly we work with performance ads, with we help with the resources, and we don't have enough right now campaigns with Google Campaign Manager. In Ukraine, we had more, and we want to share our experience. We believe in this approach, and we can help you with Floodlight setup for the next campaign. If you have had a Floodlight Pixel in the previous activities, we can make some kind of analysis, give you recommendations, etc. And I totally understand that probably for some agencies, campaign manager, it's not first tool to use, because some agencies only, I know, paid search oriented, yes. And for such clients, we can provide 30-minute consultation about other Google Marketing Platform tools. For example, Search Ads 360 or Creative Studio. We have experience and ready to go webinars. Please contact with us by this mail, or we are open to connecting by our personal email or LinkedIn, Facebook as well. And guys, thank you for your attention.